Today I'm talking about X-Files Season 5. If you have not seen Season 4 of the X-Files, be warned, there will be Season 4 spoilers in this video. So in Season 4, Mulder and Scully get away from the killer shapeshifter alien, Mulder goes off with the other shapeshifter alien, and they end up going to Canada, specifically Alberta. The shapeshifter alien takes Mulder to where there are clones of his sister Samantha, at the same age she was when she was abducted. The shapeshifter reveals to Mulder that they are simply Agarian drones, mindless and cloned for the purpose of tending to the fields for the bees. The Syndicate figures out that Mr. X is the one that's leaking information to Mulder and Scully, and he is killed. As he's dying, he writes with his own blood the name of the next informant for Mulder. Mulder's new informant is a special representative to the Secretary General of the United Nations. Thankfully this time, we actually have a name for the informant, so I don't have to try to say that every single time I want to talk about that informant. The informant's name is Marita Covarrubias, and that name is also a mouthful, but it is easier than saying her full title. Anyways, Covarrubias is played by Andrea from The Walking Dead. We find out that the Smoking Man is responsible for killing United States President John F. Kennedy and framing Lee Harvey Oswald for it. We also find out that the Smoking Man kills Martin Luther King Jr. Holy smokes, the Smoking Man. We find out that the black oil might have originated in Russia. Mulder goes off to investigate and actually ends up dragging Krychek with him because Krychek actually speaks Russian. Mulder and Krychek get captured and thrown into a gulag. I don't actually know if I'm saying that right, but let's just go with it. Krychek ends up talking his way out of the gulag and leaves Mulder there and has no intention of helping him. Then the Russians forcibly infect Mulder with the black oil. Mulder survives and escapes the gulag. Also, one of Krychek's arms gets cut off. It turns out the black oil might have actually originated from Mars. Russia and the United States are both separately working on a way to prevent the black oil infection. Scully finds out that she has cancer and is dying from it. It turns out that everyone from the MUFON group that had the same abduction experience as Scully ended up eventually dying from the same cancer. Skinner tries to force the Smoking Man to give up the cure to Scully's cancer. It turns out as a result of Scully's abduction, her ova were harvested and clones were made from them. Skinner has actually been doing some of the Smoking Man's dirty work, such as covering up crimes and so on. In the final episode of Season 4, Scully is meeting with a group of FBI officials to reveal the illegitimacy of Mulder's work on the X-Files. Michael Krischgau, who works for the Defense Department, reveals to Mulder and Scully that everything, and I mean everything, has been part of an elaborate government hoax to make Mulder believe that aliens are real. And I mean everything, like all the way to Samantha's abduction, all the way to Scully getting cancer, has all been part of this government hoax to make Mulder believe the lies about aliens. Mulder isn't able to live with all of this information and ends up shooting himself in the head, and that's the end of Season 4. Now you can see why I said the Season 4 ending was a tear-jerking ending. It's just like, wow, that's the end of Season 4. Holy smokes. I feel bad for the people that watched The X-Files as it airs, an entire year before you know if Mulder's alive or not. Yikes. Okay, now time for Season 5. Well, obviously Mulder isn't dead because, well, there's 4 more seasons, but that's all I'll say about that. In Season 5, we learn about the origins of the Lone Gunman. That same episode is kind of a crossover episode because there's a character named John Munch in that episode, and John Munch is from the TV show universe of Homicide: Life on the Street, as well as the TV show universe of Law & Order, which is why I say it is a crossover episode, because John Munch is the same character across all those shows. Season 5 actually has a black and white episode, and that episode was pretty cool. I really enjoyed the visual feel of that episode. Also, there is an artificial intelligence episode, and that episode is really great. Season 5 deals with things like trees, modern-day Frankenstein, dolls, vampires, biological weapons, Catholicism, and much, much more. Time for familiar faces on The X-Files. The guy who plays Jesse in the very first Fast and the Furious movie was in an episode. Also, the actress who plays Margot Verger in the Hannibal TV show was in an episode. Luke Wilson is in an episode, and in that same episode is the guy who plays Brent from Corner Gas. Andrea from The Walking Dead is in a few episodes. The actor who plays General Morshower from the Transformer movies is in an episode. Also, the actor who's sitting on the toilet and then gets eaten by a T-Rex in the Jurassic Park movie was in an episode. Overall, Season 5 was a really great season. It might actually be one of my favorite seasons of The X-Files. The ending of Season 5 was heartbreaking. I get why they probably did the ending the way that they did, probably to make it so that it could kind of fall in line with the 1998 X-Files movie, because the proper order of The X-Files is to watch Season 5, then after you're done Season 5 is to watch the 1998 X-Files movie, then watch Season 6. In the comments below, let me know what you think of Season 5 of The X-Files. And that pretty much sums up this video. Thank you for watching, I will see you next week. Don't forget to have an epically awesome day. Bye!